Hello, and welcome to another Wednesday of Spiritualism and Fire, where I am trying to bring together a community of like minded individuals so we can discuss things, all things spiritual, and learn from each other on how to peruse all the information and get what we need to fulfill areas in our own lives and different ways of how people incorporated different things in their life, especially if you're in a traditional religion and also spiritual, how you are combining these different elements. I think spiritualism is such a broad topic, and it's difficult to get through all the information and really kind of figure out what will and what won't work in your life. And I think we could all benefit from intelligent discussions on everything spiritual. So when I started my spiritual path, I also started on my healing path, healing of old traumas, and just really trying to be the best version of myself that I could create. The problem is there's just so much. There's so much that it was very overwhelming. And on top of that, I didn't have any way to kind of track progress or track if I needed to kind of go this way instead of that way, or I'm over focusing and overthinking here where, my energy might be better spent there. So I needed to develop a way to track what I wanted to focus on for this period of time, and then where am I at after so many days, and where do I need to pivot, or where am I doing good, and make those decisions. And yeah, I could have gone with a traditional calendar, but I decided I wanted to follow the lunar cycles. Lunar cycles have been used before a traditional calendar. They affect the tides of the ocean. The energy is so powerful that I just felt that this was the way that I wanted to go with it. When I started doing the research, I figured out that I actually had the new moon and full moon backwards. I thought that the full moon was for your intention setting and all that stuff, and then the new moon was where you tracked your progress. And I was exactly opposite of what you are guided through all the literature that I read. All the literature that I read has it exactly opposite. The new moon is for setting your intentions, your prayers, your manifestations. And then the full moon is where you track and see how you are doing, journaling and honestly figuring out where you are after going from that new moon to the full moon. And what I really found interesting that I also didn't know is every new moon has something. It has a lot of the same stuff, which is basically cleaning out old patterns. It's a new moon, new you. Address your old patterns and work on getting rid of them. On top of that, every new moon kind of has a different kind of recommendation of what to actually work harder on. Of course, a lot of us, want more money, a more loving relationship, so on and so forth. But not every new moon is specifically for that. So it's a quick Google search. A full moon, June 2025. Like, what does this new moon recommend focusing on? And this one, of course, like I said, is releasing old patterns. This one is also a powerful time for new beginnings and emotional healing, particularly related to home, family, emotional security. This is also about nurturing yourself, not to just nurture, but nurturing of yourself. So this is the time to really look into your self-care habits, all that kind of stuff. So for this new moon, what I wrote down was, how am I doing on self-care? One of the things that I realized is I am super wonderful caring for everybody else, and I super suck caring for myself. So developing self-care habits was actually very difficult for me, and I do my self-care. I do take the time. I also have to be to work very early in the morning. I work in Florida and I have an outside job. And so I have to do my morning affirmations at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So when I dedicated to do this, I mean, I had to dedicate because of how early I have to wake up every day. And I also make sure that I do not leave my house without writing a gratitude statement every single morning. And little things like that has worked immensely in helping with my positivity throughout the day. So it's very simple. I write down what I need to work on for this new moon. I ask my universal Father, my God, my higher power, my source, my spirit, for the things that I am manifesting or praying for. And then I work on it. But since this one is just more so focusing on nurturing yourself, family, security, emotional healing, that is what I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on my family relationships. I'm going to work on my emotional security. Security and safety, I have huge old patterns that I'm trying to get rid of. So this will be the month that I am going to heavily focus on security and safety. On top of that, I am going to still work every day on my self-healing. Just journaling today, I figured out that I need to work better on my night routine, setting a time so that way I'm getting an appropriate amount of sleep. Also, it is already over 90 degrees in Florida and we are in our rainy season, so most of our days are 80% and above humidity. I mean, we sweat. I need to get better at drinking water. So these are things that I'm going to focus on for this period. And then I will check my progress on the next full moon and see what on this month I need to carry over. Plus, what are we doing for the other new moon? And for me, it was just simple. It was just simple. Do I discuss that this is how I track what I'm trying to accomplish? No, I don't. I work in silence. I don't. And I just work on it. I make sure when I'm journaling that I'm focusing on these things. I make sure when I am manifesting or praying, I am manifesting or praying on these things. I will focus on these things this month, plus whatever. I'm sorry, my dog is rolling around on my bed, and she is a 65-pound dog, so she is creating a little bit of havoc for me. But anyway, that's all I have to share. So I am asking if you would please put in the comments how you track your progress, how you come up with the things that you need to focus on for the month or for the lunar cycle. How do you do that? Do you plan it out, or what do you do? How did you come up with your plan on how you track the progress on what you're doing? Do you track the progress on anything that you're doing? Please put it in the comments, and please put it in such a way that we can all learn from it. This is not about defending anything. This is about learning. That's it. We're not doing any of that other kind of stuff. Please. But anyway, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.